Hey there, good morning. This is Paul Secord, Secord Studios in the Gospel Road. And I don't know why I always get inspired on my morning walks, but I'm thinking about last night. Now, my walk's a little slower this morning. Had a later night last night because I went to downtown Nashville. I live here in Nashville. And I went downtown to hear some great music last night. And Nashville has some wonderful music. The cool thing about Nashville, though, is if you want to take in a whole lot of music at one time, you can go to our main strip downtown called Broadway. And there within about 3 or 4 square blocks, any given night, you can hear 10, 20, sometimes 30 different bands all playing in one night. By just literally kind of walking a few blocks, you can dip in and out of these places. So last night I saw something play itself out, and it's something that I've been thinking about and something I've even posted about here over the last few days. I went into a lot of different clubs last night to hear music. And downtown last night, it was kind of dead. There wasn't much going on. We're on the heels of CMA Fest. Maybe everybody's just blown out. Maybe everybody's just heard enough music and they don't want to they don't want to go downtown right now. It'll probably pick back up this weekend. But last night, it was like a ghost town down there. There wasn't anybody down there. So I went into club after club after club, and yeah, there would be a live band playing, but maybe 4 or 5 people watching them, a couple of tourists, handful of locals, and there was just nothing happening, except at one place. I went into one place. I won't tell you what it is, but this place is not an amazing place. It's not some big new shiny giant place down there, but I walked into this one place, and it was going off. I mean, the band was going off. They had it cranked up. There were a ton of people there. They were having a good time. The tip jar was flying around the room. It had energy. It was really something to behold. And so I'm like, all right, well, I'm gonna stop a second and look at this band. What's separating them? What's making them better than everybody else down here tonight? Why are people stopping here to watch them? Now, there are a multitude of things that separate one band from another, but right away I noticed there was one thing they were getting right from the get-go. They looked like they came to accomplish something. They looked like they were together. Now, their dress was very similar. They weren't matchy-matchy. They weren't wearing uniforms. They didn't have all like matching t-shirts or something like that. I'm not talking about that. But they looked like they had all stepped off of the same bus, ready to be a band. If I'd seen those 5 guys walk into a diner with no stage around, no microphones or instruments around, and they all walked in together, I'd have been like, hey, that's a band. Because they looked like a band. They looked like what they were there doing. They looked a little bit Mumford and Sonsy to me. Like some of them were in vests, but they're all in like jeans, rugged pants, button-up shirts, 3 or 4 of them wearing vests, and the 1 or 2 that weren't wearing vests, they still looked like they were part of the party. They looked like they had all come together to accomplish something. And you know what? They were accomplishing something. They were giving a great live concert, and they had people there to watch. But the other 5 or 6 or 7 bands that I heard last night hardly had anybody there. And they were probably just as good musically. But there's just something about seeing a group of guys that clearly, if they're stepping onto the same stage, they need to look like they stepped off the same bus. And these guys got that. They had their hair together, their beards were in good shape, and they were putting on a great show. And a lot of that started with just looking the part. So, the next time you go to do a live gig, you should wear something that supports what you're trying to accomplish there that night. And again, doesn't have to be matchy-matchy. If you're in gospel or southern gospel, or you're in quartet music, which I know a lot of my fans and followers are, a lot of you already show up wearing similar suits or wearing identical suits. I know that's still a thing in some of the traditional gospel music. That's fine. That's fine. You got your wardrobe together. But also, if you're not all wearing matching things, at least look like you stepped off the same bus. And that's going to carry you a long way. It says to the audience, these guys are here to do something. All right, so that's it. That's the SOGO pro tip of the day. And again, I'm Paul Secord, your gospel road coach, and I hope this helps some of you. I'll see you out there.